to our channel. Oh my goodness, hasn't it been a few weeks? I know we've been a little MIA and not posting regularly, but there is so many reasons for that, so many. First of all, look at this little face. Oh, she's doing a weird eye thing. She's so cute. I've literally got you perched up on a stand because I'm running out of hands. Don't have enough hands. She's just had her milk and I think she's got a bit of acid reflux because she keeps bringing everything up that she's having. So I'm going to make a doctor's appointment and go and have her looked at for that, because I've got like a stray hair that's stuck to my face. Because they give we've had it with the other ones, and they give out Gaviscon, but it has to be like measured to their size and their age, like their weight and their age. So I'm going to go and see about that. I have put in for her to be registered at the doctor's. I've just got to check that her registration's like all done and finished, and then I can make the appointment. But anyway, regardless of that, so haven't been filming, haven't been posting. She's now a month old. I am going to try and do a 1 month update, but the reason we haven't filmed in between, like since she was born to now, is because we've had so much going on. First of all, we had a whole load of trouble with breastfeeding, and we had to supplement with bottle feeding, and she had a tongue tie, and it was just like the days and nights just blurred into one, and it was impossible to film, because literally she was crying because she was hungry. We were trying to get her on for breastfeeding. I was trying to express so much that I could, but because she had a tongue tie, it damaged my milk supply. So I had to supplement with formula, and then there was nipple confusion between the bottle and going to the breast, and oh my goodness, it was just a massive blur of long nights and long days. And it still is, it really is, it still is. I am struggling to get any sleep. It's been a really long night last night. Maddison was up, she had earache, and she was up because she's got this acid reflux going on, and it's making her more hungry because she keeps bringing up what she's eating. So it's going around and around in a circle, as you do with a newborn in the house. Anyway, that is not the only thing that's been going on. So you will have seen my post that there was an accident and it needed my full attention, and it still does need my full attention. Basically, Harper was playing in the garden with all the other girls, and they were having a really good time. I'd come in, I'd sat down, I was feeding her, I was trying to breastfeed her. Kevin had come in to talk to me, and she was on the swing, and she's always on the swing. And you've seen in other videos, she goes really high sometimes, and it really gives us like a, so, you know, we were like, not too high, not too high. And the next thing, everybody's shouting, and Darcie shouting, "Mummy, Harper's broken." Of course, Kev went running out the door to see what was going on. The girls were shouting, "Mum, she's asleep, she's on the ground, she's not waking up." I thought, oh my God, okay. At this point, I was trying to move. She was latched on. I was trying to get off the sofa. It was quite a clot on. And Kev brought Harper in the house, but she was completely out of it. She was unconscious. And yes, we know he shouldn't have moved her, but in the heat of the moment, in the panic, he grabbed her and he ran in the house. And as he put her on the sofa, her eyes were open, but she was completely absent. Like she wasn't there, she was just unconscious. So we called for an ambulance. They came in. By that time when they came in, she was screaming, she was alert, she didn't want anybody to touch her. And they checked her off, and they said, look, because she's got this head injury, there's no obvious cuts, bumps, bruises on her head where she's fell. So we're going to take her in and check her over. So from what Lily has told us, in that split second of us coming in, there was a spider on the ropes of the swing, and she panicked and she let go as she swung, and she flipped and hit the ground on her head, and that's knocked her out. So when she got to the hospital, they said, she's got a concussion, you need to keep an eye on her, but you can take her home. Brought her home. Everything was fine from then onwards. We took the swing off, and we said, you're not playing on the swing unless we are outside with you. Khloe, however, decided that just wasn't going to do for her, so she went and found the swing part and she put it back on, And again, Harper went on the swing, but this time she wasn't going high. She just slipped off the seat and she'd gone, I don't know if she's gone backwards or she was trying to sit on the swing awkwardly, but she went face first, got her leg tangled in the rope and was kind of hanging upside down as it was swinging. So she raised her head on there and we're like, oh my God, you know, this has got to stop. So Kev took the swing down and that was gone. It was just gone. The swing has gone. Again, we thought nothing of it. She'd been checked over. Everything was fine. About a week later, we were making a dinner. I was bouncing between breastfeeding, bottle feeding, pumping, planning all the schoolwork for ready back to school. Kev was doing the housework. The kids were playing. I was making, like I say, this roast dinner. And I'd worked in the kitchen. I'd finished breastfeeding. I'd ran in the kitchen to go and make the dinner. Kev had just sat down to give her a top-up bottle. Maddison is not happy this morning. You hear her crying. Kev's with her. She's got horrible earache, bless her. Kev had sat down to bottle feed baby because she needed a little top up. She just has like an ounce top up. And he was sitting watching the kids. He was watching them. They were playing nicely. Now, you've seen my table and chairs. The chairs don't pull out. They're like a hidden box underneath. I'm constantly saying to the girls, pull the seats out. Don't balance on them. Pull the seats out to sit on when you go to the table. This wasn't the case. Harper decided that she was going to step on the edge of the box seat underneath and hold on to the table, and she's got her hands like this around the edge of the table. Darcie has climbed up. Now, bearing in mind, I was in the kitchen at this point. Kev was telling them to get down. The other girls were playing behind them. And in this split second, Darcie has nudged Harper. Harper slipped off the table. Her hand slipped off. She's gone back and her head has bounced twice off the floor. And she's immediately gone into a seizure. Kev started screaming. The kids started screaming. I've ran through and I've tried to secure her head as she was seizing. She was banging her head off the floor. Her hands were like this. But then she completely stopped breathing. And I cannot tell you, I've got goosebumps just talking about it. I cannot tell you how horrible that was. I literally cannot get it out of my mind. I can't get rid of that visual of her lying on the floor. Her lips were blue. All the way around here was blue on her face, and she's making the noise trying to get a breath. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know how to get her to breathe. I really didn't know how to get her to breathe. I had my hands kind of cupped under the back of her head because she kept smashing her head off the ground. And I know you're not supposed to restrain anybody when they have a seizure, so I was trying not to do that, but to try and turn her onto the side. And it wasn't working, but my mind just went completely blank as to what I was to do. And Kev's a first aider. Now, normally, if there is some kind of accident or anything traumatic, Kev's the one that freezes. And I'm the one that's quite level-headed, and I'll, fix the problems best I can. But this time, my mind went blank, and I just went into full panic. I didn't know what to do. And Kev put her in her chair really quickly, so she was secure. Dylan took the girls outside so they weren't seeing it because they were screaming. And Kev put her in the recovery position, and he said to me, check her mouth to make sure she hasn't swallowed her tongue or she's got anything in her mouth. So I'm trying to do that, but she had her teeth like this. And it was just, it was beyond traumatizing. Her eyes were rolled back in her head, and I thought I'd lost her. If I'm honest with you, I thought we'd lost her. I've never seen a seizure in a child before, and I don't ever want to see it again. I was shouting. This was literally, it seems like such a long story, but this was all happening within like the space of a couple of minutes. I was shouting at the top of my voice. My neighbours 3 doors down heard me shouting, call for an ambulance, somebody call for an ambulance, because everybody had kind of mapped out in the house. And Dylan ran through, he grabbed the phone, he dialed 999 and put the phone to my ear. And this man, now the operators on the other end, they are amazing, they do their jobs amazing, but this man was so slow. His voice was so slow. He was like a damn sloth. He kept saying, "What do you need? Police, ambulance, or fire?" And I just, oh my God. And I'm saying to him, my daughter's having a seizure, get an ambulance here now. And he kept going really slow. And then eventually this woman came on the phone and she was asking for the address, and my mind went completely blank. I did get it out of my mouth eventually. But she was asking what was happening. Is she conscious? Is she breathing? I was like, no, she's not conscious. She's not breathing. She's hit her head. She's having a seizure. Get somebody here now. And I have to say the ambulance service were beyond amazing. They were here within minutes. There was 2 ambulances and an incident response on our doorstep as fast as you can even say the word ambulance. They all came in. They were immediate. They had everything out. They had her plugged up to all sorts. I had oxygen on her face, and she'd come round, but she didn't know who I was. And every time I touched her, she screamed, and she was completely blank. She had no clue who I was. And she kept holding on to the paramedic until the paramedic then wanted to put these monitors on and check her neck and check her spine. Until they wanted to do that, she was okay. But then she started really screaming. She's shouting, "No, I don't want it. I don't want it." But she would only go to this female paramedic. And that was heart-wrenching, because all I wanted to do was cuddle her in. And this paramedic kept saying to me, "I'm a mum, it's okay, I know how you feel, it's fine, she's okay, don't worry, don't panic, we're here, we're doing this." And I'm like, dude, if you had just seen what I'd just seen in my daughter, you would not be sitting that calm. But she still wouldn't come to me. She had no clue who any of us were. And in the midst of all this, she'd vomited on the floor as well, which was another concern. And the woman, they checked her over, they couldn't find any bumps on her head, so whatever was going on was on the inside. And her blood pressure had dropped as well, and her heart rate was high. So she said, "No, we need to get her into the ambulance now." This was a full panic. And she picked her up, and at this point, I was in my pajamas, I had my nursing top on, and just... yeah, I mean, you don't care about that stuff, do you? You really just don't care about that stuff. I went out the front door with her as she put her in the ambulance, and she said, "Who's coming with us, Mum or Dad?" Now I said, "I need to bring the baby with me because I'm breastfeeding." And she said, you can't bring the baby where we're going. So it's best that you stay home, get yourself sorted, get the baby sorted, and come up later, and we'll take Dad. Now, I got into the ambulance while Kev was getting more clothes and things that Harper needed. They kept saying, "She's going to need this, she's going to need that." So he was getting that. They were dealing with her in the back of the ambulance. I got into the back of the ambulance with her, and she still had no clue who I was. She wouldn't come to me. She wouldn't let me touch her. She wouldn't let me cuddle her, nothing. And she was holding on to this paramedic, and then she started to vomit. And the paramedic tried to deal with that. She dealt with that, then tried to lie her back, and she started screaming. She's holding her head like this, and she's got both hands around her head, and she's going, "Oh, it's hurting, my head," and she was really screaming. But she wouldn't let me touch her. It was beyond god awful. Her blood pressure kept dropping, and they're feeling all the way around her head, and the paramedic said she's got a really big hematoma on the back of her head. And I was telling her about her falling off the swing and get a concussion, and how, you know, the swing's gone. Beyond, Kev actually broke the swing apart with his hands. He didn't even break out any of his screwdrivers or anything. He just broke it down. He'd gone to the hospital with her, and by the time he got back, you could just see how much he'd built up, how terrified he was, and he just smashed it up with his bare hands, and he got rid of the whole lot. It's all gone. But I was telling the paramedic that she'd previously had a concussion of falling off the swing, and she was like, "Okay, she's had another head injury. This is probably caused by this." So she's bumped her head by falling off the table, and because she's had this previous head injury, it's all in one. And then eventually Harper started to realise Mummy's here, and she grabbed onto my neck, and she had like a hand wrapped around my neck, and she would not let go. And she's screaming, "Mummy, I need Mummy, I need Mummy." And I said, "Daddy's got to come with you." She said, "I don't want Daddy, I want Mummy." and she was really crying. But in the midst of her crying, she's doing this, like she's rolling her eyes on the back of her head, and she was really tired. And her blood pressure started to really drop, and she said, "We have to go. You're going to have to get out of the ambulance." So Kev came round, and being told to get out of the ambulance away from my daughter so they could leave was god awful. And the paramedic kept saying to me, "It's okay, she's going to be all right, she's going to be fine." They kept talking, they good old paramedic jargon to each other, thinking that I didn't understand it. Unfortunately for them, I read a lot of books, and I understand a lot more than they obviously thought I did. So I could understand what they were saying, and I was questioning them on it, and she kept looking at me like, "Okay, we need to be quiet now, you know." But yeah, I got out of the ambulance. Kev quickly got in. They closed the doors. They turned on their blue lights, and they took her off on sirens. And I just stood there, and I did not know what to do. It is the most horrible thing, being a parent that's left behind and not knowing whether she was okay or not. And of course, I was sobbing at this point. My mum had turned up because Dylan had called me mum, and my brother was there. My brother kind of grabbed onto me and went, "She's going to be fine. Don't worry about it, she's going to be fine." And it's all right, people saying, you know, "Oh, she's going to be fine. Kids are strong. They're all right," you know. Until you have that proof that they're fine, and until the doctors say, "Actually, she's okay, you know, we just need to do this," then none of them words mean anything. But anyway, we went in the house. My mum came in with me. I needed to finish feeding baby because obviously Kev hadn't finished feeding her. Bella was sat with her. Dylan was like, "Mum, don't worry. I will, you know, I'll get the dinner sorted for the kids." My mum's like, what do you want me to do?" And I just thought, "I don't want you to do anything. I just need to know that she's all right." So, I mean, I rang Kev. Obviously, they'd only just left. I rang Kev, and he's saying she's fine. Her blood pressure's still down. She's feeling sick, feeling sleepy. They're putting her on oxygen. And I just didn't know what was going on. And I kept saying, can I, you know, "Where are you? Where are you going?" And Kev said to me, "Are you coming up to the hospital?" Let me bring baby in because of cross-infection and because she's so small. So it was kind of a divide and conquer thing, but I just didn't know what to do. So I was constantly, I think I drove Kev mad because I was constantly messaging him, FaceTiming him, calling him, "What's going on? Is she all right?" When the doctors came in the room, I was like, "Leave me on the phone. I want to hear what's going on." And it was just, it was horrible. But they'd seen her, they took her in, they took her straight through for a CT scan to check if there was anything going on the inside. They did that. There was nothing there. There was nothing going on with her skull, with her brain. There was no bleeds. There was nothing. But they wanted a higher up doctor to come down and just double check all of that. So he had to wait for that. They gave her some medicine. They kept an eye on her. They kept checking her pupils. They kept checking her behaviour. And they said, "We're going to admit her into the children's ward for 24 hours to make sure everything is right." The whole 24 hours, me and Kev were on the phone. I was FaceTiming her so I could talk to her, and she's going, "Hi, mummy." Like nothing had happened whatsoever. She got really fed up. She had to have a cannula put in her arm, and that, I think that was the most traumatizing part for her because she didn't remember anything else. But as she was under hourly observation, they checked her pupils, her blood pressure, her temperature, literally all the bits and pieces in an observation. But she was checked every hour, which I was grateful for. And Kev stayed awake the whole time. He was so scared to go to sleep in case she had another seizure or something went wrong. So he stayed awake with her. And like I say, we were just on the phone constantly. I sat here with baby, and the kids wouldn't go to bed. They all grabbed their quilts and pillows and made this big old campsite in the living room. Nobody wanted to go to sleep because they wanted to know what was going on. And eventually the doctors came around and said she is okay, she's fine. There is a risk that she might have another seizure in the future, because obviously this bump to the head has triggered it. So it's a case of watching for that. It could be, you know, that she never has a seizure again. It could be that she has one from a week from now. It could be 6 months from now. It could be a year from now. It's just a case of keeping an eye on it. And it was paramount that she did not knock her head, because obviously she was very fragile. Eventually they let her come home. And let me tell you this, the doctor said, don't let her knock her head, like keep her in one place, keep her away from anything that she could knock her head on. She managed to bang her head twice in the hospital bed. And even the nurses was like, oh my God, you know, this kid's accident prone. She is, because she's so fast on her feet and she throws herself around. And they, you know, they were like, oh my God, okay, fragile girl. Kev, they said to Kev, obviously they wanted to change all the beds and everything, so Kev could take her out into the playroom, because they have a playroom and a playground where they can go and play football and go on this pirate ship and drive little cars and everything that they've got in the children's ward. And I think that's for more long-term patients. And he took her out there and he's on FaceTime. I'm like, oh my God, the anxiety of her climbing on all these things. I was like, don't you think she'd just be better in the bed? Just go take her back to the bed. But yeah, the anxiety was really high. Kev was running around going, no, don't do that, don't go there. Oh my goodness. Anyway, it's quite funny because all these other people were sitting in this play area and they're all watching him with his anxiety. I'm sure they were having like a little giggle to themselves. Yeah, she went through all that. She had another woman come to see her. A consultant came around to see her and said, we're going to keep her in the full 24 hours. So the accident happened around about 6 o'clock in the evening. So we're going to keep her until just after 6 o'clock. So after 6 o'clock, she came home and she literally, Kev jumped in a taxi home. There was no way I was going to let him jump on a bus, and everybody else was unavailable to help go and get him because it was obviously, yeah, they had other stuff on. So I went outside to go meet them at this taxi because I just couldn't wait to get my hands on her and give her a cuddle. And she just jumped out of the taxi. Hi, Mummy. I stayed at the hospital. I saw the doctors. And she ran down the driveway. I was like, don't run. And she seemed happy as Larry, not a care in the world.
This is yours.
Oh, wow, thank you.
Wait, you're on the picture?
I am.
Yeah. What side did we go Texas?
Oh, okay. I don't know what she said. She bring me a picture, bless her. Yeah, she came in the house. She immediately jumped on the sofa and we're all, literally, all the kids, all of us are like, no, don't do that. She has kept us on our toes since she's been home. But she doesn't remember anything. She doesn't remember a thing. Not a thing. I've asked her about the accident where she hit her head on the floor off the table. And she said, no, Mummy, I hit my head when I fell off the swing. I said, but what about when you came off the table? No, on the swing, Mummy. And I was taking her through questions of, you know, things that we'd done the day that she'd fell off the table, that she had the accident. It's not the table, it was the chair that she fell from. She was grasped onto the edge of the table like that. But she doesn't remember, she doesn't recollect anything from that day. And I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. I mean, I'm glad that she doesn't remember it because I can imagine how traumatizing it was when she was going through it. And I can't think about that because it was horrible. But she doesn't remember anything. I mean, it's been near on a week since she had that accident. And, oh my God, let me tell you, it feels like she's made of glass. She is running around. We're all running around behind her, ready to catch. She came in here on this chair behind me. I was busy doing some schoolwork and I said to her, come and sit down on the chair. You can come and sit here. We'll put cartoons on the TV and you can snuggle up. And she was in her jammies and, you know, I thought it was going to be really nice. I just snuggled up. No, not Harper. Harper ran threw herself on the chair up into a headstand. She was standing on her head. My anxiety, I mean, I'm sitting back from this camera because the bags and the wrinkles that I have now. This kid, honestly, she has run around the tables in the living room and Kev's going around with cushions and trying to grab the edge of the table, like he's grasping the edge of the table so she doesn't hit her head on the table. We're constantly saying to her, Harper, sit down. Harper, no climbing. Harper, don't run. Harper, walk. And it's so difficult. How do you keep a 4-year-old in one place? You can't. It's virtually impossible. I'm sorry. Is my hair tickling you? Yeah, no, it is virtually impossible. There's no way that you can keep a 4-year-old sat in one place. So yeah, it's been a really stressful week, keeping her away from everything and trying to explain to the younger ones we cannot climb and jump the way that you want to. I had a full conversation with Khloe about climbing and how it can be really dangerous and you don't do it, and she saw what happened to Harper and we don't ever want anything like that to happen again, so we have to be really safe. And literally within 2 seconds of that conversation, she walked herself outside and started climbing up on the garden table. Dude, did you hear anything that came out of my mouth? Just one word, anything. And she's standing on top of the picnic table and just looking around. Oh, there's a helicopter, Mum. Yeah, well, get down off the table. And she jumped down. She's like, sorry. It's not coffee table, is it? Picnic table. The picnic table has now been taken down. It was wonky anyway. It wasn't stable, which made me even more nervous. So that's been taken down into pieces. The swing has been demolished into pieces. So our garden at the moment is looking rather bare. And that's fine. And Lily was trying to make good light of it, that these things had gone. And she said, oh, Mummy, the garden is so big now. We've got so much playroom and so much room to run around. And I was like, yep, brilliant, because we're not getting another swing. And Harper keeps saying to me, Mummy, we need to buy another one. No, we don't. No more swings in the house. I'm telling you now, no more swings in the house. Or in the garden, not the house, because they wouldn't be in the house, would they? So yeah, that is what has been going on. And like I say, it's still going on because we are all running around behind Harper, trying not to allow her to bump her head even slightly on anything. And anxiety through the roof. I don't even know what else to say on it, honestly. I've got to laugh at it because, like I say, I cannot get that visual out of my mind of her lying on that floor with her face blue, and not being able to breathe. I just can't get it out of my mind. So we've got to make light of it, and we've got to find ways of it not happening again, I've got no words. I've got no words for how scary that moment was. And now I've updated you on all of that. I've got a whole load of schoolwork to plan. Kevin is sat with the other girls. They're sitting playing with bricks and I think Lego. I think it's Lego and a whole load of other toys. None of these toys match. Does anybody else have that? They buy all these lovely things for their kids, like in little sets, and it all ends up in a big heap in a box. And none of it matches, but they manage to make playtime out of it. Am I making sense in what I'm saying? But yeah, they've got a whole load of jumbo toys that they're playing with at the minute, so they're quiet. Maddison, like I say, she's got a little bit of earache, and I think it's something to do with her teeth because her back doubles are coming through. So I think it's got something to do with that. She's had this earache throughout the night. And she was really cold as well. The temperature really dropped last night. We've gone from warmish, muggy, nasty, sticky weather to temperatures dropped. So, yeah, it's been a long night. But now I've got a whole load of schoolwork to do. I've been trying to plan the last few days, but in between pumping, feeding, Maddison, Harper, and housework and everything else that we need to deal with, it's going really, really slow. And I've got 1 week left before we have to go back to homeschooling. So I've really got to get a wiggle on. I'm busy working on this Stone Age book. I've got all my lessons marked out in the top. It's a really good book, actually. When we are talking about history, they're like, oh, Mum, I don't know this bit of history. I don't know that bit of history. Or what does that mean? And but they went to school. They went to public school for a little while, and they should have learnt this British history that we've talked about. And it's either a case of they can't remember, or it's they haven't learnt it at all. I mean, I don't know, but we're going to work our way through from the Stone Age to the Iron Age, and then work our way up in steps of time throughout British history, and then, you know, do things like Egyptians and Victorians and Vikings and Anglo-Saxons and all of that. We're gonna take it up stepping stones, and see how much we can get done. I've got loads and loads of books. Like my book collection is crackers. Like, it is crackers. I must have at least 500 books on the go. They're really thin ones, so they're all slotted in on my bookshelf, like tightly packed. So yeah, I'm gonna go and get through this. I want to get some worksheets organized. I've got the most ridiculous fat folder. I'd pick it up, but I'm one-handed, of worksheets. So I've got to sort through those and get it all where I need it, on what day, where, when. That makes sense. So I've got a whole load of that to do. So I'm going to do that and try and get as much done before I have to feed this little lady again. And she's so cute. She's so... If I can... I should try to grab my hair. Should we see you up? Oh, big stretch. Big stretch. Look at that cute little face. She's my little ginger ninja. Can you see how ginger her hair is? Isn't that crazy? Isn't that crazy, huh? Oh no, she's ready for sleep still. Oh, I'm sorry. Did I disturb you? I apologise. No, okay. God love her. Right, gonna go crack on, drink my now cold coffee, and get to the rest of the day. I realised this segment was really, really long. If you made it through it, well done. Get yourself a coffee, you deserve one. And yeah, let's move on. Harper wanted to come and tell you about her adventure.
Oh yeah, and our old days.
What did you do at the hospital?
And get my needle.
I got a needle. She got a needle in her arm.
Yeah, and my baby's not hurt in our old days. In November, and I got in this. And now was this, Mum.
Yeah? And how did you bump your head?
On a swing.
On the swing. Remember anything about slipping from the
And then
chair at the table?
Let's get this first book and then get the hospital. We're going to read the book and then read
You did read the books in the hospital. What else did you play in the hospital?
Play a TV.
Oh, you had the TV. She had her own TV over the bed.
And we have dinner.
You did. What did you have for breakfast at the hospital?
And toast.
Toast with a banana. And then for lunch, you had sausages. She had sausages and mash, didn't you?
Yeah. And November tomorrow.
And what did you have for dinner there?
It just happens.
Mac and cheese.
Mac and cheese. And I was going to have mac and cheese.
Mac and cheese. So how does your head feel now? Is it all better? You're doing a close-up.
No, you can't see its eyes.
You can't. Oh, you only want to see your eyes.
Hello. You can't see your eyes. Your eyes is fun.
Does your head feel better now?
Mommy.
Yeah.
And our old days. And my friends that have fun to have them.
Yeah. Do you remember what the doctor said you can't do? You can't run. You can't jump. And you can't bang your... What can't you bang?
On the swing.
You no, there's no swing, is it? The swing's gone, isn't it?
Yeah. I need to stay on the sofa.
You do need to stay on the sofa, but you're not staying on the sofa, are you?
Yeah, I'll stay. Hey, what are you doing on?
I know, she's peeking through the door, look. But you can't bang your head, can you?
Hello.
We're just talking about when Harper banged her head on the floor.
Yeah, we heard.
But Harper doesn't remember it.
And
But-
Mommy. stay for me.
There was lots of screaming, wasn't
I
there?
want to stay for you.
You want to stay with me? We don't want to go back to the hospital. We
I want to stay in the shopping. I want to stay.
Oh, you want to go shopping? Oh, what we're going shopping for?
Stay on your buggy.
Yeah, we're going to Tesco.
Oh, are we?
Yeah, we're going to Tesco.
No.
Oh, I love you too, chicken. Oh. You trying to pull my hair off?
The Texas have Tesco's has some doctor things out the doctor shop that have the way.
Oh, do they? That's what. See, that's what Harper wants to be. Harper wants to be a doctor, don't you?
Yeah, the doctor shop has.
In November, I got my mouth with her.
Oh, you can hear your mouth now.
Tesco's has the same.
Yeah. Right. Mummy's got to plan all the schoolwork, and you got to go and sit down because you're meant to be resting.
And stay up.
Lily's just done her own hair. It looks really good.
Yeah, this one part will not go down. It's this other bit. I tried to do
Moaning.
this, but it's still there. I tried the spray to like stick it down, but it still won't work.
I know, it's because it needs to be blow dried, doesn't it?
I brushed my hair too.
You but good girl. We can't blow dry the hair anymore, though, can we? What happened with the hairdryer?
It went on fire.
It did.
Fire.
I was holding it and it caught fire, and I was like, "Everybody, get out!" You enjoying your cup of tea, Bella? Oh, I can see Daddy dusting the cobwebs. We have a spider situation in the house.
I was the first one to be dressed as well.
That's good.
Yeah, but then I couldn't hear what
Yeah, Kev's like out there. She's not happy. She's not happy because I put her down. She is not happy because I put her down. She's been fed, she's been changed, she's been burped, she's been everything. But she's not happy. We've got her little.
Oh, a cabinet door came off.
It came off. It's
Yeah,
alright. They pop
only
on
one
and
of
off.
them.
And Dad was dusting. You know what he's like?
Yeah.
He's a man, isn't he?
dusting
Bless him.
until fell off.
We've got this little cot in here so she can lay down while we're going to be sorting, getting teaching and everything. But she's not happy.
She's not happy because you put her down.
I know she does not like to be put down.
And one of her hands, her 2 fingers are out like this.
I know. She's got these, on the baby girl, she's got these little fold over mitt bits on the arms, and she always sticks her pinky out, doesn't she?
Yeah. And this
like
finger
those
as well.
Yeah.
I like those bits because when you're trying to hide like the palm of your hand, you just put your thumb
You can just put your oh yeah, you like the thumb holes on like jumpers and t-shirts
so
and
you
that.
could hide your
Not
palm.
t-shirts, tops.
So you can hide your palm, but not your fingers.
It's like comfy, isn't
And
it?
as well, Mummy, I think she did the stinky.
So then,
Did she do that for you?
No.
I think she did it for you. She's like, Mum, I made this for Lily. Let's have a look. Have you done a present for us? Thank you, Lily. Have you made us a present?
There's some hair right there.
Oh, where you seeing it?
At the top.
Can you see it? Oh, good girl. See, you're on the ball.
It's her tiny
Good
hair.
big sisters. Yeah, she keeps putting her hands out. We need to get her changed because she's been sick.
Yeah,
Honestly.
You like this nappy.
She always be sick.
Because if she does number 1, these turn blue. But
It does.
she did
If it's a wet nappy, it turns blue and it tells you that it's time for a change. Isn't that right?
Yeah, but if
Oh.
she did stinky, then it stays yellow. But if she did both, it turns blue.
That's right. She's not happy. She seems hungry again. You're not due for yet.
Yeah, you're not due.
Oh, dude.
coffee.
I know my coffee's cold now, but it's all right. We're used to cold coffees now.
Yeah.
Look at this little bundle of cuteness. Look at these little feet. We're going to go out for a walk. We decided that we're going to go and have a quick walk. I put this hat on her, but it's starting to get too small. It matches this whole suit. But it looks like it's getting too small already. I feel like she's growing loads in the last couple of days. Oh, my bubba. I'm going to get you snuggled in with your blankie and the bug. Right, we are out for a walk.
I got cheese-lit circles.
You got Cheez-It circles. You got your Crispies. They're snacking. Dad's back at the house with the other ones. He's going to catch up with Dylan. And baby girl is sleeping. We brought an extra blanket just in case, but it's not too bad out here. Oh no, good morning Mr. Magpie. How is your wife today?
No, that's not flying. But where is it?
Oh, it was flying in front of me. She's all snuggled in. I've got the rain covers just in case, but I think we can make a quick trip to Tesco's.
Yeah.
Oh Lord, this is a bumpy ride, isn't it?
Yeah, but she doesn't even care.
I know, I don't like how bumpy it is though.
Yeah, I don't like it so because
Oh, there's a big dip coming.
yeah.
Oh, quickly move aside because there's a big car.
Yeah.
Darcie is my scanner and Khloe is my basket carrier. Right, we need to go and get some tortilla wraps.
Oh, look at the numbers on the pictures.
Oh, whoa.
20.
Aisle 25. Can you find it?
Does it have?
Can you find it? Where's aisle 25?
Does it have an 8?
No, it has a 2 and a 5.
Oh, this right there.
It's right here. Let's go then. We are looking for tortilla wraps. Down here, look. This one down here. They're down here, look. The blue one's down there. No, the dark blue ones. That's it. We need a pack of those. I think we might need 2 of those. So, Mommy, hold it. Can you... Oh, can you scan it 2 times? And wait. And again. Good girl. Now we put them into Khloe's basket. Good girl. Mommy hasn't got a list and I haven't done a meal plan for the week ahead. So we need to have a think of meals as we're walking around, okay? Yeah. So we've already thought of enchiladas and I've got things at home for that already. And we're going to do some chicken wraps at some point. I'm sorry. Right, let's have a think of what else we can do. Gander wipes.
Yeah, no,
I'm trying to keep baby warm because we went through the fridges, didn't we?
Yeah, it's very cold in there. Baby powder.
We don't need any more of that. We don't need any. Come on then, chicken.
No, I need some hairspray.
No, we don't need any. Oh, look at the toy section. What did you spot? Pikachu. Yeah?
That one.
Oh, whoa. What did you find? Just found something.
Minecraft Lego.
Oh, whoa.
And I asked Santa for it.
You could put it on your Santa list, couldn't you?
Yeah.
Uh-oh. That's almost a lion's roar there. She's hungry. We've got to race home. I have got a bottle, but there's nowhere to stop. We were going to stop in Costa, but there's just so many people. Oh, no. I had to say it out loud. Oh, she's crying, quick! We had to stop. There was no waiting for this one. See if we can keep walking slowly. Oh no! I might have to get her out and carry her. We have no choice. We have to stop. I've got a pigeon above my head somewhere. I'm really hoping it doesn't poo on us.
No, it's 2.
Is it 2, is it?
Yeah, they're gone.
I'm hoping it doesn't poop on our head though. Because you know they're going to come back. And
Oh.
I know, she wasn't going to wait. She's like, oh no, I dropped it. She was singing us a merry song. So we've had to stop.
It landed like this.
But Kev's just popped back into the top because he needs to go and use the bathrooms. So we're like halfway home. I know. Yeah, but he's popped into Costa as well.
True.
But
that might be why he's taking longer.
hey, I'm hoping that he's going to catch up quite quick so he can take like the buggies. We can share the buggies out and I can carry her and then feed her. Why is there a problem? Oh, Khloe.
Look.
Chloe went to the checkouts and she found some lucky coins, didn't you? So
Yeah,
you
but
were a
one
lucky
of
girl.
them are different on the other side.
Yeah, turn it over.
Look.
Oh, it's got the queen on it.
Put them in my bag so you don't drop them.
We made it home. We made it to Bottle. She had a little bit of breast milk while we were out, but now she's having a
Yeah.
formula top up.
Maddie.
You had fun walking? What did you just do on your head though?
My head's hurt.
Yeah. She went straight into the schoolroom, went under the table and hit her head on the table. I did.
Move into bungalow.
Move into a bungalow. I might just bubble wrap everything, to be honest. Should we buy you a crash helmet so you don't bang your head no more? I'm not coming out. I'm not taking you outside, mate. No. I know it's a jet wash, and the very, very dirty windows with all your mushes on there. No, we're not going out there right now. Oh, I know, spoil sport, mummy. I love your chalk out that side. Look at these windows. There's like more yogurt and face prints on these windows than anything else. No, not right now, kiddos. Ah. Not loads, but something's better than nothing, I suppose. We have been out walking. It's about 2 ounces. Just sat down to some lunch, and I took a bite of it, and I was like, I've got to show you this. Now, this is probably the most simplest of lunches ever, but Kev makes these, and oh, you just can't get enough of it. So basically, it's this tikka chicken. You get it ready cooked, ready sliced up from Tesco's. You find it where all your hams and that are. Put that in a tiger baguette with some lettuce and mayonnaise, and oh my god, it is amazing. Kevin has been making these for years, for me, literally for years, and for some reason I can never get it to taste the same as when he does it when I do it. So he's made me lunch today, and I'm a little bit excited because it's really nice. You have to try it. That sunlight, dude, like whoa, it's a bit bright. But yeah, it's just literally the Eastman's chicken tikka slice chicken stuff. Did that make sense? It's really yummy though. They have Jackson's teddy that they carry around every now and then. They give him cuddles. Okay, it's rather dark in here, I know. It's because we've closed the curtains because the sun is so bright. However, it is, what time is it? It is bath time. Bath time.
Bath time for kids.
Oh, she's not happy about it. She doesn't like the bath. But she's been a bit sicky and she's not happy. So we're going to give her a bath. She's singing a song. Oh dear, oh dear. She's not loving that, Dad. She did not like that bath at all. I know. It's been a little while since I recorded, and we are back in our chair. She really did not enjoy her bath at all, but just after she had her bath, my brother came over with his girlfriend, and it was our first time like meeting her face to face. Like I spoke to her over FaceTime, but hadn't met her face to face, so it was our first time talking to her that way. So we didn't film any of that. The kids were going crazy. My brother has this tendency to kind of rile them all up until they're jumping off the ceiling, but they had fun, so it was good. But this little lady here is absolutely exhausted now. She's had her feed, she's in her jammies, and she's ready for bed. And I'm just catching up on Bones. I know this what do you call it, series, that's the word I was looking for. This series like ended years ago, but I've been watching it all, and yeah, I'm on the last season now, so I'm catching up on that. And yeah, I think I'm just going to go to bed after that. I've got some stuff in my diary that I'm doing. And yeah, so I'm going to end this video here. I know it was a bit choppy, but we're trying to kind of establish a routine and get everything in order with all the kids and school and the house and everything. And yeah, so it's kind of all over the place at the moment, but that's how it goes when you've got a newborn in the house. But I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button, and we will see you in the next video. Love you all for now.